I'll start passing my handout.
Okay, so now it's time for our featured speaker. Hang on a second, Diana. We have a tradition here at the GNA. Who knows what our tradition is? Who's been around before? I know Rick does, but he doesn't want to answer every question, right?
Come on, Harry, you know.
Grand entrance.
Grand entrance. Where do we send our featured speaker? All the way to the back, so Diana Morgan. Start heading back. Make sure you don't knock over my camera because we want to get your video as perfect as possible. How's that? Okay. So today's featured speaker is Diana Morgan. She is the CEO of Whole Heart Marketing. And Diana today is going to be talking about cracking the internet marketing code, how to get seen and get clients now. And Diana actually came all the way from Santa Rosa
on my birthday.
Oh, happy birthday! Wait a minute. This calls for a celebration live on camera. Let's sing Diana. We're not going to ask you how old you are. That's very rude, right? You never asked the lady her age. You don't have to say anything. But how about we sing Happy Birthday, Diana?
Yes.
On 1, 2, 3.
Happy birthday to you.
Diana, come here a second.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Diana. Happy birthday to you.
Big round of applause for Diana. I got 2 hugs now. Okay, now that we're done singing Happy Birthday to you, we got to sing you all the way to the back once again. Twice. So, she's going to teach us everything we need to know about how blogging can help us further our presence on the internet and keep our phones ringing with people contacting us for our services, right? Okay? So let me just give a brief bio here. Do you ever find yourself saying, I know I need an internet presence, but I just don't know where to start? Have you put your foot in the game, but you just don't feel that you're being seen or getting clients? How many of you have that issue there? Okay? We all do. Have you been told you need to get a blog? Who's heard that? Come on, don't be shy. We can't help you if we don't know, right? Have you been told you need to get a blog, right? Okay. Do you feel overwhelmed or confused by all the options? Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Flickr, Pinterest, right? Who's confused, right? Okay. You're not alone. It is time to position yourself as an expert and get seen. Many entrepreneurs and internet marketers find themselves lost or overwhelmed when trying to develop a presence on the internet and reach their right clients. That's why internet marketing expert Diana created this talk, creating the internet marketing code, how to get seen and get clients now. So during this talk, and then we'll bring you in here in just a second, you will gain an understanding of the internet and the most powerful ways to use it to market your business. You will learn the first step to powerfully claiming your share of the internet real estate. How many of you want that? Right? Who wants like top ranking on Google? Don't we all want that? Okay. Who wants that? Yeah, just by having a blog, which is much cheaper than paying Google to advertise, right, Diana?
That's right.
Okay. Okay. Discover the missing link to your internet marketing success, and you will lead with an internet marketing strategy that will position you as an expert and reach your right target market simply, effectively, and most importantly, affordably.
27 cents a day.
It's not too bad. So without further ado, please give a big warm GNA welcome to Diana Morgan with Whole Heart Marketing. Give another hug again. Okay, it's all yours. My voice can take a rest now.
So I'm going to pass these out. You guys pass these back. You guys not they're really not much of an option. Maybe even. Oh, can we move these?
And Diane, you want me to give you a 5-minute warning? We have about 7:25. Okay.
Okay. Do you guys all get it?
Here's 2 here. There you go. There it is.
There's more than one there. You got one? Diana, hit F5 from the remote. The remote will change it back. Yeah.
Okay. I just was feeling like talking to my back to you guys the whole time. Okay, so I'm really happy to be here, and I love to talk about blogging and internet marketing, and I love it so much that I actually came out on my birthday. I knew this was going to land on my birthday, and after this I'm heading back to San Francisco Airport to head down to LA for the weekend retreat, spa retreat. My cousin is treating me to a spa retreat for the weekend. So, yeah. So, but you know, I'm incredibly passionate about blogging, and I know some of you are SEO people, and I know everybody has different levels of internet marketing. How many people have a blog? And how many people are getting a lot of traffic and a good experience from their blog? And how many people love blogging? Cool, okay. So, I'm talking to the rest of you. Faye and Douglas, I'll talk into you too. Okay, so what you're going to learn tonight is you're going to learn the first step to powerfully claiming your share of internet marketing real estate. You're going to discover the missing link to internet marketing success, and you're going to learn an internet marketing strategy that you can do for about 27 cents a day. How's that sound? Sound good? Okay. So, Elias talked about who I am, so I'm not going to get into that, but who I was. I'm going to talk about that a little bit. So, I come from a corporate past life, and when I was in my corporate past life, I hated my job, and I just couldn't get out of it, and I felt like the round peg in the square hole. And the reason I bring this up is because part of my bigger mission of why I do what I do is that I really want to help anybody who feels like they have to go get a day job because their business isn't growing and bringing them money. And my biggest mission is to help a million people, a million boomers, feel comfortable on the internet. So I feel like we as the boomers have so much to teach the younger generations. And if we want to reach them, we have to do it on the internet. So that's my biggest mission. So what happened is I couldn't get out of my corporate past life. I got sick. I almost died. I worked my way up to an assistant controller of a computer company, but I still couldn't quit because I was just too afraid to jump from the paycheck and benefits. So then I became a mom, and that actually motivated me to take that leap. When I had my son, and when he came home from school in 4th grade and said, I hate school, I became motivated to make my business work so that I could be a stay-at-home and a working mom. And I had avocation as a non-denominational minister that I was doing wedding ceremonies, kind of my little side thing. Because my parents always told me you should never do the thing you love for money, you should just do that on the side and not make money at it. So I was making money at it, but every time my business would get big, I would make it small again because I was too afraid to take the leap. So finally, what happened is my business got bigger, and I made this decision, and I said, I'm going to quit the next time my business gets big, and I took one of those, I call it the cosmic kick in the butt seminars, where you make all these goals and all that. So I took one of those, and I said, I'm going to quit in 6 months, and of course I got laid off, so in like 30 days. So then I became a struggling entrepreneur. And, that was in about 1990, and that was when the internet was just sort of, starting out. And it was a lot easier to get found on the internet back then. It was a lot easier to play the SEO game, even without cheating. But, so what I still became a struggling internet marketer. And, I just kind of like, I tried to figure it out on my own. I did all the dummies books. I took every class. I did everything. And I finally did have success. And I actually built my Blessings to You wedding ministry to over 100 weddings a year. I had 6 other ministers working for me, and I was among the top paid wedding officiants in the Bay Area because I knew how to find the brides that were sitting at their desk at work planning their wedding and looking for someone they could trust and someone who was professional and someone who was, the best out there. So it was a great career. It lasted 20 years. I thought it was going to be one of those things I just checked off my list and moved on, but I didn't know it was going to last 20 years. But, I got to this place where it was like, okay, now it's time for my next vocational adventure. And that's how I got into what I'm doing now. During the sort of interim while I was, in the wedding season, you have like 7 really good months, and then you have 5 months that are really slow. And DJs can go out and do corporate gigs or photographers, but the ministers, there's really nothing else to do. So I would help the other wedding professionals with their internet marketing, and I realized I really liked it. And I realized I was really good at it, and it just satisfied all my needs of the lifestyle, of the child-free lifestyle and all that. So that's how I kind of got into doing this, and you know, I became kind of a woman on a mission to demystify social media, and I realized that there were so many people like me out there, boomers, who were just, you know, we weren't born with a mouse in our hand. And when you're learning the internet, and you are, you know, say over 40, over 45, it's a whole different language. Basically, by the time we're 12 years old, the part of our brain that learns language is done developing. So trying to learn the internet and trying to learn SEO and trying to learn Facebook and all of these things, it's like this whole new language for us. So, you know, as I go through this talk, I want you to think about it for yourself, and I want you to think about it for all of the people you know that are doing these amazing things, and they're just struggling with this whole, how do you do this internet thing? So this is my passion, to help people get seen, get found, and get clients on the internet. This is the ship. So the reason I have this picture here is because basically, if a ship is on a trajectory and you shift that trajectory, it's heading toward a destination, you shift that trajectory by 1 degree, the ship will end up on a different continent. And it's the same thing with internet marketing. If you don't start from the right place, you're going to end up on the wrong continent, the continent where your clients are not. So you can be wasting all this time doing all these different things and not get any results because you have started from the wrong place. So what I want to do is I want to talk about, that's the first step to claiming your share of internet marketing real estate. First, I know you guys know this, so I'm going to zip through this, that there's over 2 billion people on the internet. And it's even higher now. This is my number from 5 minutes ago. So I want to show you, what I'm going to show you, there's a lot of ways to skin the cat. I hesitate to say that because I'm always thinking about my cat Fluffy. But there are a number of different ways to be successful on the internet, okay? I'm not going to stand up here and tell you my way is the only way. I'm going to tell you it works, and I'm going to tell you it's one of the best ways. And the other thing I'm going to tell you is that however the internet changes, it's always going to be about creating quality content and having that quality content on the right words with the right links. And I'm going to talk more about that. But, and I'm going to zip through Web 1.0. Web 1.0 was throw up a website, check out my website. You know, it was good for what it was at the time. It doesn't work anymore. Because now, the Web 2.0 is a whole different world. It's the world of relationships, as Elias said. And on Facebook, on Twitter, on LinkedIn, wherever you are, it's about relationship. People want to buy from people they know, like, and trust. So the way I describe the internet, it's like the internet is like a 24/7 networking event. So, you know, I walk up to somebody and I say, "Hi, Faye, nice to meet you," and we shake hands. "Faye, I'd like you to meet Elias." And then you guys shake hands and I refer you. And that's how we do it in networking at a live event. The internet is the same. It's a 24/7 networking event. Every opportunity, every link on the internet is a handshake. So when you refer somebody from Facebook, when you tag somebody, when you talk about somebody on Twitter, wherever you have a link, you're creating an internet handshake. Are you following me? Okay. So look at all those opportunities for handshakes and referrals. It's a 24/7 opportunity. So the first step to powerfully claiming your share of the internet marketing real estate is with your words. Using the right words. That's where your ship has to start, from that point. If you're not using the right words, Faye will tell you, you're going to end up on the wrong continent. And so I'm not going to get into how to choose your words. I do have a really great handout that I can email you guys if anybody wants to put their card in here afterwards, which is a handout on how to choose, just the beginning, the very, very beginning of how to choose your keywords. It's not the technical approach, it's just basically the common sense approach of how to start to choose your keywords. So what you want to do, I'm just going to go through it real quickly, is you want to do a brainstorm of 2 to 3 word phrases that you think your clients might use to search for you. You want to keep in mind that your clients are searching by describing a problem. They're not searching for the solution. because they don't know what the solution is. For example, if somebody has headaches, they're not necessarily going to search for yoga or meditation. They're going to search by, I have a headache. So you have to keep that in mind when you're searching for your keywords. And then you want to research these words in all of the social media. Search engines, Twitter, Facebook. As I said, I have a special report. I also have a great 4-part questionnaire that you can send your clients after, like you pick your best client, your ideal client in every way. And you send them these 4 questions, and basically it will, first of all, it might give you a great testimonial, but also it will give you some idea about what now that they've worked with you, what they might use to search for you, what words they might use. So, did it again, Elias. Oh, look, I fixed it so fast this time.
Just click the same button.
I got it down. Okay, so where to use your words. Your URL, the title of your page, your description, which is also the first sentence of your page, and your links on your words. And so one of the things I want to say is don't ever put a link on click here again. You want to put your link on your keywords and not on the word click here, because nobody ever searches for click here or read more. So, little tidbit. So I want to talk about social media. I'm going to go through this really fast because I know you guys all know this, but maybe somebody out there who's going to watch this video doesn't know. 70% of all people have access to the internet. 73% of all American internet users are on Facebook, and this is probably low because this was like, I think about a year ago. So over 5 million Facebook users. It's still staggering even if it's low. 1 in every 13 people on Earth. Half of all those users are logged in on any given day, and they're all doing business. So 48% of all those users are 18 to 34 years old, and 40% of all those people get their news from Facebook. And the reason I bring that up is because, once again, if you want to reach those people, they're getting their news on Facebook. Okay, first of all, it's a little depressing, but second of all, that's where you're going to find them. So how many people have clients in that 18 to 34 range?
Yep.
So, who's the fastest growing population on Facebook?
Baby boomers.
55 plus women. How many people have 55 plus women as their clients? Okay. So, every 20 minutes, over 1 million links, handshakes, referrals are exchanged on the internet. So, the missing link to your internet marketing success is links. But not just any links. Links on the keywords, qualified links, and authentic connections. So, I'm not going to get into the whole Google and the panda and penguin thing. What I'm going to say is that, as I said, the direction of the internet is that it's about creating quality links on quality content. And, if you ever kind of like wonder of the direction of the internet, if you're putting out quality content, you don't have to worry. You're going to be fine. On all of the sites that I've worked on, not one of them has lost their page rank or been blacklisted. Because if you're creating quality content, however you're doing it, you're going to be fine on the internet. I just like that picture. It's cute. So here it is. A marketing strategy that you can do for about 27 cents a day. Guess what? Blogging. And the thing about that is, basically, it's the cost of your URL and your host. So if you're paying more than that, let me know. So blogging, and I'm talking about a business blog. I'm not talking about a hobby blog or a chit-chat blog, and I'm talking about a blog on a WordPress website. So if anybody has more questions, I'm happy to answer that, but that's what I'm talking about. And again, it's about creating those handshakes. So a blog is not a newsletter. So a newsletter goes out via email. You can put your blog content in your newsletter, but a blog is evergreen. The content is out there forever. You can take the articles, you can post them in other places on the internet. They're not time sensitive, they don't expire. Your blog is the hub of your social media. So if you are just doing Facebook and you're just doing what I call blah blah, so you're just doing, I went to the eat pizza tonight, and I did this and that, and you're not being strategic, and you're not putting out quality content, what happens is people just start to become desensitized to you. If you have quality content in the form of a blog and you're putting that out, you're posting your blog posts, and then you're putting out, oh, by the way, I have this workshop coming up, or oh, by the way, we're having a special, or then it's not just promoting, it's not doing what I call drive-by promoting. You're not just like buy my this and buy my that. You're creating a relationship. And really, Facebook is great, but as soon as possible, you want to get people off of social media and onto your site. That's really where you want them. So, because you don't know what Facebook is doing, you don't know the trends of Facebook. They're going to be nickel and diming us to death for you want to send someone an IM, it's $1, And so you want people, you want to be there, and you want the presence, but you want to bring them to your site, and you want to build your list. So, your blog is the whole heart of your online presence. So if you look at that image, it's like it is who you are. It gives you a voice. It's your personality. It puts you out on the internet as a real person. It's not just, and I'm talking about you, your blog with your content, not just auto-created content. I'm talking about your message, your expression from your content. So from an SEO perspective, your blog offers endless opportunities for creating qualified links, okay? So it's one of the best opportunities for creating qualified links by getting your blog onto social media, by doing getting it out onto article marketing sites. I just got this slide recently that this was put out by Social Media Examiner, that basically your blogs are the third highest influencer of decision-making now, of purchases, higher than social media, okay? It's a new slide, just came out like last week. So your blog creates community. It gives people a place to go to find you. It gives people a place to express themselves within your circle and within your tribe, if you will. It is your online storefront. So it's a place for people to find you. They know where to go, and it's interactive. In this statistic, nobody knows really where the statistic came from, but we all use it. So it was in Malcolm Gladwell's book too. So in any given market, 3% of people are ready to buy now, and 68% of people will probably buy from you at some point if they learn to know, like, and trust you. And then 29% of people will probably never buy from you for whatever reason, whether it's you have red hair or whatever. But blogging gives you an opportunity to continue to market, but you don't really know who's in that 97%. You don't know who's the 29 and the 68%. Blogging gives you an opportunity to continue to market to people without selling. You're basically just marketing to them, and how many times have you guys had a situation where somebody offered you something, you weren't ready, and then down the road you were ready for it, and you're like, what is your car? What did they do? And then you just go find someone else. You go on Facebook and go, hey, does anybody know a good whatever? But if you were marketing to, if that person was marketing to you and sending you blog posts, and not just buy my this, I say 95% give and 5% promote. That's my ratio. So if you're 95% give and 5% promote, when they're ready, you're the one they're going to call. And I can't tell you how often that happens to me already, and I don't even have that big of a list. So you're there when they need you. And they use you because they know, like, and trust you, and they feel like they know you because they're reading your blog. And your blog, yes, it's information, but it's also about you. And that's one of the things that I teach, is how to write blogs and how to blog in a way that is creating relationship, and that is using your keywords so it's SEO friendly and it's friendly to your customers. Your blog positions you as an expert. I have a client actually who I actually taught her how to use her keywords correctly. I taught her how to blog, and she was blogging regularly and using social media and just doing her thing. And the Wall Street Journal called her and said, hey, we saw your content on the internet. We were looking for an expert in your field. We see that you're an expert because we Googled you and you have 3 pages of blog content. And they used her as an expert in a news article. So guess what that did for her business? And then she got picked up by the Chicago Tribune. So it positions you as an expert. When I go to a networking event and I meet people, I don't know about you, but I always go home and Google them. And you know, if I'm looking at two different people and one person, they do the same thing, and one person has 3 pages of stuff and the other person has nothing, I'm not saying I'm going to definitely use the person with 3 pages, but I will definitely call them first. And so a lot of us are like that. And the under 40s are definitely like that. I mean, nobody even uses a phone book anymore. The phone book is basically something you put your little grandkid on to keep underneath the table, right?
Step stool.
Yeah, exactly. Doorstop, right.
Doorstop. Doorstop.
So, the truth about blogging, it takes time. It's not a get rich quick. It really takes about 3 to 6 months to really ramp up and get yourself going. But, you know, it's the gift that keeps on giving. I mean, when you put a blog post out onto the internet, it has a link, and that link is out on the internet forever. So, like, for example, when I post a blog, it's www.wholeheartmarketing.com, / you know, how to do Facebook, or / how, and that's out there on the internet forever. So when you're purchasing advertising, advertising has a shelf life, but blogging has no shelf life. That's why you want to create evergreen articles. I mean, not to say you can't put those other kinds of articles on your blog, but you want to create, you know, a series of evergreen articles too. So whatever you're doing for your internet marketing, whether you're on Twitter, you know, I mean, you have to go where your customers go. My customers aren't really on Twitter that much, you know, but if your customers are on Twitter, they're on Pinterest, wherever they are, you have to be there. But whatever you're doing, a blog is going to enhance that and give you way more traction and way more credibility on the internet. And it's about 27 cents a day. So I want to stop at this point and ask if there are any questions.
Diane, you mentioned about real estate online. Can you literally for everyone, because that's my point I was getting across to people, is like, your website is literally real estate online.
Right.
It's like, well, can you kind of
Sure.
this right
Yeah.
now, explain really
Absolutely.
what real estate online is, because that way they'll be more into blogging a lot more.
Absolutely, thank you.
And building a website.
Absolutely. So your online real estate, basically your website or your blog is your online storefront. It's like if you had a brick and mortar out on the street, you have an online store. And the online, when I say your best use of your online real estate, I'm talking about in terms of how Google does searches. So the way Google searches, they don't search by one word anymore, they search by 2 to 3 word phrases, but they number 1 search by your URL. So you want your keywords in your URL. The next thing they do, and I'm talking about on WordPress sites, okay? This is true on HTML sites too, but I'm a WordPress girl. So they search by the title of your page, the title of your blog post. So you want to have it set up so that you have your keywords. Then they search by your the first line of whatever your content, whether it's a page or a blog. And then they use what are called the meta tags, which are the keywords and all of the stuff on the back of the site that nobody sees except the search engines and the visually impaired. And so if the content on the back end of your site and the content on the front end of your site and your URL and your title are not all in alignment, they're not all relevant to your content, Google just kind of comes there and goes, okay, bye-bye, and leaves. If all of that is in alignment and it's properly if it's all properly done, then you get picked up and you land in a search. So when I search for dog trainers, then that site comes up because it's all totally in alignment. And did that answer your question?
That all goes